Here we presents the top 5 best mirrorless camera for beginners. Starting at number 5, Panasonic S1H. The Panasonic Lumix S1H could easily look like a video version of its 24-megapixel Lumix S1 mirrorless camera, and in the past it has been pretty difficult sometimes to unravel the different video credentials of Panasonic's Lumix G cameras. This time, though, the difference is clear. The Lumix S1 is a stills camera that's pretty good at video. The S1H is most definitely a video camera that also happens to be pretty useful for stills. It's not just us saying that. The Lumix S1H is the first mirrorless camera to get Netflix A approval as a primary camera for filming original Netflix productions, and the cheapest too, mixing with far more expensive rivals like the Ariel X65, Red One and Sony Venice. Its video specifications are impressive enough, but with plenty of rivals snapping at its heels, it also relies on other key cinematography features to make its mark, many of them alien to stills photographers, but essential to professional filmmakers. The Panasonic Lumix S1H is perhaps a little too big, heavy and specialized to figure highly amongst the best mirrorless cameras all round, but it looks a strong candidate for our list of the best 4K cameras for filmmakers, and perhaps even best cinema cameras. It does now face competition from another Lumix S camera now, of course, the much cheaper Panasonic Lumix S5. For more information and price, check out the product links in description. At number 4. Sony Alpha A6000. The Sony Alpha 6000 is one of the fastest focusing cameras that I've held in my hands, and the quality of the images that its 24-megapixel APS-C sensor captures is outstanding. That it manages to perform this well sets it apart from the crowd, especially when you consider that it also squeezes a sharp OLED EVF, a tilting rear display, and Wi-Fi into its compact body. It's our favorite in this class, making it our editor's choice for entry-level mirrorless cameras. It ousts the Olympus AMD EM10 from that space, although the EM10 is still a solid choice for shooters who are invested in the Micro Four Thirds system. The Alpha 6000 looks a lot like the NEX 6 that it replaces in Sony's mirrorless lineup, but there are a few changes in body design. It measures 2.6 by 4, 7 by 1, 8 inches and weighs 12.1 ounces without a lens. It's just a little bit smaller and lighter than the NEX 6, but still manages to squeeze in an extra control button and separate a pair of control dials that were stacked on the NEX 6 so that they are side by side on the Alpha 6000. If you're used to the feel of the NEX 6 in your hand, it won't be a dramatic change to move to the Alpha 6000. The camera skips the SLR styling of some other mirrorless cameras with an integrated EVF, including the Panasonic Lumix DMC G5. Instead, it places the viewfinder in the corner of the camera, allowing all of the controls to slide over to the right side. It lacks the viewfinder hump that makes the Olympus EM10 a taller camera, but it also omits the in-body image stabilization system that Olympus houses in that space. If you want stabilization, you'll need to look for E-mount lenses that bear the OS designation. There is a built-in flash, it's mounted on a hinge, so you can tilt it back for indirect illumination, and a multifunction hot shoe. It can accommodate a number of accessories, including larger flashes, external microphones, and an XLR adapter for balanced audio input. Halfway of my listed number 3. Panasonic Lumix GH5. Panasonic's GH series has long been a favorite for videographers invested in the Micro Four Thirds system. The latest iteration, the Lumix DC GH5, ups the video game, adding a wealth of recording options, including a 400 megabits per second 4K setting. You also get in-body stabilization, the option to add XLR audio with an adapter, and a very solid build. It's a camera that's ready for use in a professional environment. It also has attractive still capture capability, but if that's your main purpose, you have better, less expensive options, like our editor's choice Fujifilm X-T2. The GH5 looks a lot like the models that came before it. It's a compact but hefty, mirrorless camera with a matte black finish. The body is fairly slim, but the hand grip is deep and comfortable. As a mirrorless camera, it's smaller than a similar SLR like the Nikon D500, but not dramatically so. In the hand, the GH5 feels like a top-end product. The body is finished in a comfortable textured rubber, but underneath the exterior is a magnesium alloy chassis. There are a ton of physical controls, including the unmarked FN6 button on the front, easily pressed by your right ring finger. Like all of the FN buttons, it can be programmed. By default, it toggles a preview function. It shows you the depth of field for the set f-stop, which is a function photographers are used to, but an additional press also adds shutter speed preview. This shows you the effects of motion blur when shooting with a longer shutter speed. It's not something I've seen in other cameras. For more information and price, check out the product links in description. Coming in at number 2. Sony A7R IV. The Sony A7R IV is the follow-up to the popular A7R III. It takes the same concept, a full-frame mirrorless camera built for high-resolution capture, to the next level. Where the previous two entries in the series shared the same 42.4 MP sensor, the A7R IV shoots at 60.2 MP, a significant increase in resolution. It maintains its predecessor's 10 FPS burst rate, improves autofocus capabilities, and offers sundry updates all around, especially in ergonomics. After some time using it, we can confidently say it's the best high-resolution, full-frame camera on the market, and our editor's choice. The A7R IV doesn't stray too far from the template Sony has set for other recent models in the series, including the A7R III that came before it. It is sized in line with others in its class, measuring 3.8 by 5, 1 by 3, 1 inches and 1.5 pounds. There is a $400 add-on vertical battery grip available, if you prefer a bigger camera. The hand grip has been changed, with a slightly larger design and deeper indentation. It feels a bit more comfortable in my hand than the A7R III, especially when pairing the camera with a big lens like the Fei 200 to 600mm. The IV puts the front dial at a slight upward angle, decidedly more comfortable than the A7R III style, which is positioned parallel to the top and bottom plates. And number 1. Canon EOS Rebel T7i. It's been just about 2 years since Canon last updated its top-end Rebel cameras, the T6i and T6s. The new replaces the T6i. The T7i maintains the same 24 MP resolution as its predecessor, but the sensor is different, implementing Canon's dual-pixel AF system for smooth autofocus when recording video or shooting stills in live view mode. The main autofocus system, used when shooting with the optical finder, is also vastly upgraded, sporting 45 cross-tight focus points, the same as you get with the pricier 80D. The T7i is our editor's choice for entry-level SLRs in part thanks to its updated focus capabilities, but also due to a new interface that guides novices through the multitude of settings available. The T7i is almost identical to the T6i in design, with only a slight change in the rear controls setting the two apart. It measures 3.9 by 5, 2 by 3, 0 inches and weighs 1 pounds. Black is the only color option. Canon offers it as a body, but you can also get it with a new, compact kit lens, the FS18 to 55mm f4 to 5.6 STM. It's not a retractable design, but it's noticeably smaller than the previous FS18 to 55mm f3.5.6 STM. The optical viewfinder is a pentamirror, which is typical for entry-level SLRs. It's smaller and a little dimmer than the pentaprism you get on higher-end cameras, like Canon's own 80D, but you'll need to be an experienced photographer or looking at models side by side to notice. Pentax offers some low-cost models with pentaprism finders, including the K70. I have included these product link in the description. You can check out this link for more information and latest price. Thank you for watching this video. Please hit the like button, share with your friends, and be sure to subscribe.